I think we all knew this moment was coming. That's right, we're gonna be restoring Romania as Moldova. I've already actually done this live on Twitch, and you have the Vods in the description below if you want to see the full playthrough. But to spice things up, we're gonna get the Greater Romania borders, and we're gonna make Romania the richest nation around us. This is probably one of the hardest starts in the game, because you start as a subject of the Ottomans, and you're surrounded by the three major empires, the Russians, the Austrians, and the Ottomans. So it's pretty tough, and it is extremely RNG, so keep that in mind. I think the only other tougher start than this is probably the Caucasian Imamat, which is, it's really dreadful. You got 42,000 GDP, 90,000 pops, and you're a subject of Russia. That is close to an impossible start, let's say. But hey, if you want to see that, let me know in the comment section. And if we get 5k likes, I can do a Caucasian Imamat run as well. So to start it off, we have basically nothing. We quite literally have no buildings in the urban sector. And we have 4 in the rural sector. So yeah, we're gonna struggle a little bit, boys. Let's start this off by building a construction sector. We don't even have a construction sector, to put it into perspective. And we're gonna queue up a couple of logging camps afterwards, as well as 1 cotton plantation. We are using right now the wooden buildings production method, so we only need fabric and wood. That's why we're building the wood camps and the cotton plantation, because cotton produces fabric. Tech wise, we're gonna go for lathe over here, so we get more production methods unlocked. And budget wise, we're not gonna touch the actual taxation level. We will be giving out some extra taxes on services, tobacco, wood, and we're gonna be setting up a lot of edicts here: road maintenance, social mobility that gives extra education access, as well as the resource industry for extra logging industry, as well as the extra mine throughput. The other ones obviously we don't have access to right now, but they're still there for some reason. We also have a massive taxation deficit, so we need to build an admin building. However, I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna queue this up for later because we need to get our basic stuff going. I'm also gonna be improving relations with the Russians and with the Austrians. There is a chance that I might be able to attack either one of these 3 nations, as long as another one of the 3 nations helps me out. That's how I did it in my test run when I streamed it, and we did form Romania fairly fast by using that particular tactic. Let's go to our policies. We obviously have absolute dog schnapple policy, so we got to change that. We also got to change our government a little bit. So I'm going to be adding the armed forces first, as well as the Orthodox Church. What better coalition if not for the landowners, Orthodox Church, and the armed forces? It's always these 3 guys, isn't it? All right, let's go ahead and enact the dedicated police force first. This is going to help out with turmoil, and boy are we gonna get a lot of turmoil as we go along in the campaign. If some of you are wondering, I am actually from this particular area here. The city is called Galați, and it's not properly shown on the map, but yeah, it's basically at the intersection of these 3 rivers. It's a pretty big city actually, and it's a special city because people from this area are more or less at the junction between Wallachia and Moldova, so we have slightly less of a Moldovan accent, but we also do not have a Wallachian accent. I'd say that we're very special. As people in Romania know us, we're the most peaceful out of all Romanians. Totally not known as cuțitari. Totally not known as that. Hey, on the bright side, we actually have a ton of support for professional army. All of our political parties that are in charge right now are actually in favor of this legislation. That is pretty insane. And we have 61% success chance. Hap diggity doogie do. That is exactly what I'm on about here. 76% now actually, for that matter. Let's also get a general in this land, because we're gonna need to go to war with our neighbors very soon. And we just got professional army. Beautiful. And we're almost at 1 million GDP. Imagine not even having 1 million GDP. We're struggling to get that, but I think we're there right now. Buyashnoki, we just reached it. Now the next step is to decide who we're gonna be attacking first. Is it gonna be the Ottomans, Austrians, or the Russians? Realistically, I probably should attack the Russians first. That's why I'm decreasing relations with them. I increased at the start, but I feel like that was a mistake actually. Also, Austria is not a bad option considering that the Ottomans are gonna join us, but then again, maybe I'm gonna be able to get somebody else to help me against the Austrians, not just the Turks, i.e. maybe the Prussians, maybe the French, and so on. I think it is worth it. Let's start by first and foremost making sure we have line infantry selected, make sure we got cannon artillery, and make sure that we're paying for our soldiers. I am gonna have to wait for 1 year before I declare my war, because it takes a little bit of time once you change the production method of your units for that particular new production method to come into effect. So we're gonna wait for that period to pass. All right, boys, it is time for the first war against the Austrians. Now, the reason I chose the Austrians is because I can get a few countries against Austria, including the French, the British. Surprisingly, the Prussians, it's no, even though they are rivals with the Austrians. But hey, it is what it is. Not much I can do about it, sadly. Should be enough, though. The French have a huge army. The question is, how exactly are they going to be coming to my help? I guess I just have to wait until they actually ship on over their troops to my border, because they don't really have a front line with the Austrians. But I'm also able to call in the Brits, and the British will most certainly start with a few naval invasions. It is the British specialty, as I like to call it. Sadly, I can only try and get 2 states from Austria, the Austrian Moldovan part and the northern Transylvanian bit, because I used most of my maneuver points to actually get countries to help me in this war. And here's another problem. These countries cannot send their units to help me out on my front line. They do have to do their naval invasions to start separate front lines. Or maybe I can actually get Sardinia, Piedmont in this if I give them something. Well, couldn't get Sardinia to support me, so this is gonna be either extremely bad or extremely good. It really depends on how quickly we open up another front line in Austria. In Austria. I am getting my ass kicked, that is a faux sure. Now the question is, how quickly will they take oh my freaking god, they took half my country after one battle. Are you kidding me right now, dude? Bruh moment. Massive bruh moment. They completely occupied me, didn't they? Oh no! No, this is bad. Okay, are we fighting back? No, we're getting our asses kicked. That's what's happening here. Oh, what? They actually naval invaded? Oh my god, thank god for the British dudes. Holy snaps, man. I probably will lose this though. Like, I cannot even hold down. No, I'm gonna lose this. I'm 100% sure I'm gonna lose this. Come on, British. Quickly go to the capital. Get some war score. Do anything. And attempt number 1 ended in a resounding failure, my boys. A massive failure for that matter. We have to pay the Austrians war reparations for, I think, 5 years, is it? And apparently that is only 983 ducats, so it's not as bad as it actually seems. I think it's something we can actually deal with. Well, 5 years later, we're gonna attempt the exact same thing, hopefully with a little bit more luck than this attempt. I was not kidding when I said it's not an easy country, was I? Now, we don't need to despair simply because we lost the war against the Austrians. It's fine, it happens. Sometimes it can make the game a lot more fun. Now, what I'm gonna be doing here to fix my economy, and considering that I also need to pay the Austrians war reparations, I need to cut some costs. So what I've done already is I went to my buildings and I've switched over my production method for the barracks and the conscription center to the irregular infantry and infantry focus. This way, I am paying close to nothing for my troops. Do take note though, whenever you switch between production methods for your units, it is going to take roughly around 12 months before you fully can use them in combat. Otherwise, they get certain penalties. So you only want to do this whenever you feel like you're not going to be going to war for a few years, and we will not be going to war for a few years. So we'll be fine here, not to worry. We're going to be focusing on the economy, trying to fix it and trying to make Moldova great again, I guess. Once the truce is over, we'll try and attack the Austrians once more. Hopefully this time we might get even the Prussians on our side. Maybe even Germany if they unify in the meanwhile. Let's see, you never know what happens. And I also didn't want to restart because of this bad start, simply because I know that, you know, stuff like this happens in the games. And I usually tend to show only the good stuff and the good runs, but bad stuff always happens in my runs as well. And I want to show you guys that even though stuff can be pretty tough, you can still recover from those particular situations with a little bit of hard work and persistence, just like anything in life, really. And Sacre Bleu, we got National Guard after basically 1 year of trying to get it. Also, guys, take note, sometimes you might have certain production methods available, but it's not necessarily a good idea to go for these production methods. The reason for that is that sometimes you do not have the necessary input resources. So for example, if I was to switch to the leaded glass here, I would actually be losing out because I don't have the lead required for these glassworks new production method. Keep that in mind. Even with importing, I would still be on a negative for lead. So until I get a province that actually produces lead, I'm going to be chilling out here, and I'll be using the old established production method. I'm also slowly slowly starting to decrease my taxes as I pay off some of my debt, and as my economy starts growing, lower taxes means that people are going to have more money to get a little bit richer and be able to afford more stuff, and the more stuff they afford, the more they buy off the market, and as such, it's like a steamroll effect in which people being able to have a proper life equates to my economy increasing as well, and the standard of living for everybody increasing also. We also managed to abolish the worst legislation imaginable, so now that we have no serfs, our people are gonna have a lot better of a situation, and you know, we're moving away from the whole old traditional way of running this country, which is why we're also going for landed voting up next. Landed voting and voting in general is a great choice earlier on and whenever you can, obviously, because sometimes it might not be available, because it leads to more people getting involved in politics, and as such, your interest groups are gonna keep on getting shuffled around, and it's gonna make it easier for you to move away from the initial, most likely landed aristocracy ruling your country to just a general nation, you know, modern civilization, modern country, let's say. Honestly, in these kind of games where you have to be fighting against bigger nations as a smaller nation and you need to expand, and like in my situation, you need to be really basically a jackal, take advantage of the situation that you have, and in my case, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that the Russians are at war and I feel like they're losing, so I'm going to be trying to go for Bessarabia first, and then after I'll attack the Austrians, even though I originally wanted to go for Austria first. Plans have changed. We're going to go ahead and return state for Bessarabia, and let's see who's going to join us in our diplomatic play as well. I'm also going to be adding Russian Dobroja to this, so we got basically both of these provinces that the Russians took from us a while back. Now, what I could also do is I can ask the Ottomans to join on my side by offering them obligations. If I do this, however, they will take lead of the war. They're going to be the war leaders, so I've added all the war goals that I want before asking the Ottomans to join on my side. If I ask the Ottomans to join first, I cannot add any more war goals. They're the ones that decide the war goals afterwards, so keep that in mind. In my case, I've asked for the territories back as well as war reparations, because getting war reps from the Russians is pretty huge, and if I get those war reps, I can use that to fix my economy and snowball, so it's easier afterwards to kill the Austrians, well, to take back my lands from the Austrians. One more vital thing to keep into account whenever you're fighting your enemies is to make sure you have your military wages to the highest possible rank. This way you actually get 20% morale recovery, as well as approval from the armed forces, and even army power projection, which doesn't help as much, but the point is that it does help your armies whenever you're fighting, so make sure you do that before you go to war. Alright, we're making gains. We actually managed to get half of Moldova, which means we're getting the ticking war score. All we need to do to win this war is to keep on holding this particular province here, the Bessarabian part. And take note, don't be too scared about the Russians. Realistically speaking, both the Russians and the Ottomans start with the same units, the crappy irregular units. They got line infantry in the meanwhile, both sides, but the point is that they basically have equal units, and what will decide battles is honestly dice rolls. So if you get a bad dice roll in a battle, reload the game if you want to, and you're probably gonna get a better dice roll. It's your choice, really. Well, you lose some, you win some. It's the way that the game goes, isn't it? Ottomans are making progress even on this front though, but the Russians have definitely put a lot more troops here now, and we're starting to lose big time now. Come on, we gotta win this 78%. We can do it. Come on, 81%. Come on, Russia, just give up already, you bastard. I love the fact that in this game, it's as easy to win a war as just holding on to the war goal. That's it. They literally could have your entire country. As long as they don't have the war goal, you're gonna win. And the best part is that nobody has any choice on how to attack. So it's completely random whether you're gonna get the war goal or whether they're gonna get the war goal first. And shmagagadabong shigogilugong, which is an old saying in the ancient Moldovan dialect. If you've never heard of this, shut up, okay? We've managed to unify Moldova now, taken it back from those vile Ruskies that have, you know, they've ravaged it. Look at the damage they've done to my beautiful province. And yes, in case you're wondering, I'm getting most of my economy from the diplomatic pact, essentially from the Russians, from the war reps. And I'm gonna use those war reps to fix my economy and to make my country get back on its feet. Plus, I'm gonna obviously integrate fully these two provinces here. So this actually is an incorporated state. This is not though, so I'm gonna incorporate Dobroja Dobroja now. The rest of Dobroja I have to take from the Ottomans later. And now I'm also pretty much ready to attack Wallachia. That's gonna be my next target. I'm gonna try and see if I can get them without anybody else joining on their side, which usually should be fine. When I did this on Twitch live, and like I said before, you'll find the VODs in the description below, Wallachia was probably one of the easiest wars. The hardest was definitely the few wars I had against the Austrians. Now, in the newly conquered provinces, there's not much of any sort of production going on, so I'm gonna try and focus on building the new factories that I'm building in these new provinces rather than my initial starting province, because this way I actually get less radicals because people have jobs and they're not radicalized, and I also improve the standard of living in those lands and everything else. So it's just, you want to do it. You basically want to do it. We're also increasing the amount of construction sectors we have to 5. That's right, we've been running 3 since the start of the campaign. Like I said, it's not an easy campaign, but it's definitely a very fulfilling one, especially if you're Romanian. One major issue we have though is that we don't have any shipyards, so we got to build a shipyard here fast, because with no shipyards we're not producing any clippers, and we need clippers, for example, for our fishing wharfs and for a lot of other things. We're going to be basically importing some clippers in the meanwhile whilst we wait for our own production to kick off. So let's go ahead and say import some from the Greek market. The devastation is also going down in the provinces we conquered. It was devastated because most of the battles did happen in these regions, so makes sense. If you want to take a sneak peek at my queue here, I've also queued up a few wheat farms after we do a university and food industries, because we don't have that much wheat and you want to have as much as possible of the base resources available to your general population. You can actually see exactly what is too expensive for your population to afford. In my case, that is pretty much everything. So we got to make everything cheaper, starting with the lowest brackets and working our way up. For the like 9th or 10th time, there's another change of plans. I'm going to be attacking the Austrians. I'm doing this because the Germans are going to help me out. If I didn't have the Germans to help me out, I would totally be going for Wallachia next. But, you know, plans change. A Germany on my side is basically an instant win, so why not, right? Oh, would you look at that? Germany even sent 17 of their bravest soldiers here. I guess what I'm trying to say is, oh my god, Germany, please send more. What the actual hell? Only 17 units? Really, dude? I don't want to have the same outcome as the last Austrian war, okay? Come on. Wait a second, what? Wallachia just joined the Austrian side last freaking moment. Are you kidding me, Wallachia? Bro, no, come on. Get wrecked, Wallachia. My brave Germanians gon' kick your schnappeldupe, alright? Yep, that's right. Nothing ever went wrong from Germany invading Wallachia in all of history. Trust me, okay? Just don't open any history book. I like how the Germans are basically making a dash line towards Vienna, and also they have skirmish infantry compared to the line infantry of the Austrians, so Austria's getting schnappeldupe. That's what I'm saying here. Of course, those wussies in Wallachia decided to give up, alright? They're quitters, okay? They're quitters. But we are winners, boys, because we just made Romania great again. And I say Romania because we likely will be able to form Romania now. We got 3 of the 4 required states. Sorry, 4 of the 3 required states. So we do click the button, and boom! There you go. We're now Romania. Obviously, it's not the whole country, so we gotta work on that a little bit. But hey, now that we have this area in Transylvania, I believe we have sulfur, or at least we have coal. We don't have sulfur, but we have coal and lead. We got coal and lead. So that means we can actually change some proper production methods, and we also went up to 8 million GDP, putting us up at 48th great power rank, right below Siam, and we're gonna go up a lot faster now since we have 57 construction. No way! Oh my god, we have a lot of construction right now. Holy snaps. All right, you know what? Just switch over to iron frame building. Let's actually build up a proper industry, and if it's too much, it might be a bit too much. Holy shit, minus 44. Now we're going back to wooden. We're going back to wooden. I may have overestimated my capabilities there. Actually, you know what? By just switching around my production methods, I'm not even joking, I am making a ton of extra money. Let's see, we got crystal that requires lead, right? So let's go ahead and change to crystal glass. I don't think we can do ceramic, can we? We need dyes. We don't have any dyes dyes as far as I know. Wait, do we have any dyes actually? No, we don't. We don't have any dye plantation, so we're gonna leave it with no ceramic for now being produced. Prioritize glass production. Thank you very much. And we could go for steel tools, but I don't have any steel mills, so I'll wait out before I switch that over. Same goes for sulfur. I don't have any sulfur being produced. I don't have any sulfur mines in my country, so until I get some sulfur provinces, which is likely gonna be from Greece, if I remember correctly, Greece has sulfur. Yep, there you go, Athens, and that's it. Just Athens has sulfur. All right, so we're gonna have to do a Balkan friendship agreement later down the line, I guess. I'm trying to say I'm gonna conquer them. That's what's gonna happen there. So by just switching production methods, we went up to 11.8 million GDP, but we do need a buttload of coal mines, so we're gonna have to put, say, 4 in the queue here. Also, I need to properly integrate all of these lands because they don't have the infrastructure needed, so let's do that now. And I'm gonna take out some of the road maintenance, social mobility, all that stuff from here, so I can actually use the edicts in the new provinces. Road maintenance is gonna improve the infrastructure, so we went from 50% to 85%, which is a huge difference. Same goes here, 88%, which makes a massive difference. Hopefully we pass agrarianism, so then afterwards we can do a second try at getting landed voting. The first one we failed at a big time, and we got it. Hey, nice. Okay, now we also need to figure out what else we need. We need some more tooling workshops. Let's say 3 more in the queue. And I just realized I actually have railways now. Oh no, I don't. Am I researching them now? I am researching them now. Okay, they're gonna be available in 14 days. That means we're gonna build the railways in these 2 provinces to increase the infrastructure as a temporary measure until they get fully integrated, I guess. Honestly, out of all the runs I've had so far, this is probably the worst one, in the sense that it is not easy, you know, playing as Romania / Moldova, whatever you want to call it. It's really not easy. Everybody wants a piece of you, and everybody wants to kill you off, and you just have to basically mold yourself on going for whichever ally you can. I mean, honestly, I get why historically Romania switched sides so much, because they just had no other option, man. Seriously, no other option. It was the only way to survive as a country here. And I'm also going to be improving relations with France. I feel like I can use the French and the Germans for that matter. Let me improve with the Germans also in future wars against the Austrians and maybe against the Ottomans also. The French rival the Ottomans actually, so maybe, just so maybe, I'm going to use them in my independence war, quote unquote. Technically, I'm still a vassal of the Ottomans, right? Yep, I'm still a protectorate. I was hoping that when I formed Romania, I would not be a protectorate, but no, I was a Rahong. And now, my boys, I am going to be building these railways. 2 of them in northern Transylvania, since I only have 77% market access there, and that's it. Everywhere else, it seems to be a-okay for the time being. We're also going to be reforming our government. We got the Free Trade Party and the National Liberal Party in here, which means we now have a ton of new legislation we can pass. Hopefully this gets passed. I've tried a few times as well, failed, but yeah, it needs to be passed, because that's going to completely change the future of our nation. Of course the landlords want to preserve that law. Why wouldn't they? Luckily, it's just them, and they don't have enough support, only up to 52, 53, so I should be okay. I don't think I'm gonna get a revolution. Plus, if I do get a revolution, I don't think this state has any. Nope, got only 5 conscripts, so I would be able to crush that revolution fairly easily and destroy the clout that the landlords have. So that actually would not be so bad. I hope it triggers. Oh god, no. Okay, I didn't expect that to happen. Okay, the Ottomans are on my side. Woo! All right, boys, there's good things about being a puppet of the Ottomans also, apparently. There's definitely good things about it too. Get a new general. My old guy just died, and let's go. The Romanian aristocratic revolt. Crush those aristocrat bastards, eh? Imagine 5 conscripts actually fighting for the rights of the aristocrats. That just makes no sense in my mind. Yeah, what do we fight for? To keep the rich rich. Yeah, let's wait a second. That doesn't seem right. I barely have food to eat, man. And Vasily over here still suffers from this law we're trying to repel here. North Germany wants me to submit to them, become their... Oh my god, I'm so gonna simp for you boys. Wait, I'm not a protectorate of the Ottomans. What am I? I am a... Did the Ottomans cancel their protectorate over me? Did they do the same for Wallachia? They did. Oh shit, that is great news. Oh my god, do I become a little Schnapple Schnapple dupe of Germany, though? Oh, that's a good question. Do I? You know what? I will. I will for now. It's not because I'm a German boo. I promise it's not because of that. Shut up. Now, our market is going crazy because we were kicked out of the Ottoman market. We have a lot of shortages, and I'm talking a lot of shortages here. That happens when you don't have access to a certain market. So either we join another market that's adjacent to us or that we have access to, or we make our market bigger. Of course, we're going to be making our market bigger, clearly. But until that happens, we also need to make sure this shortage doesn't destroy our country. So let's start building the stuff that we need to fix that shortage. Like ships for once, and tools. Apparently, tools is one of the biggest problems we have now. Oh my god, so much support for per capita taxation. That is insane. That's going to massively boost my economy. By the way, let's see how much we start with. 36%. Not bad. I was expecting a little bit more, but not bad still. Things are changing in our little Schnapple dupe country, and we're getting better and better, aren't we? Oh, hold on a second. I just noticed we are in the North German market, actually. I'm guessing that's because I became their little Schnapple dupe. Yes, that would make sense. And Walachia's in the Serbian market. Okay. Well, the fact that I'm in the German market is not as bad as it would have been otherwise, so I guess we got that going for us. Halla freaking Luya. Look at our economy. We skyrocketed. We literally went from minus 10,000 to plus 20,000 instantly once that legislation was enacted. Now let's see what else we can enact to improve our situation. We got closed borders. I don't want that, but I got other issues aside from closed borders. So let's say focus on improving this first. Wealth voting is a lot better than landed voting because wealth voting does not have the extra political strength for aristocrats, capitalists, and so on. So let's go for wealth voting before anything else. One thing that's amazing about the German market is that we do have sulfur in abundance. In fact, North Germany has probably the highest amount of sulfur out of all countries. So we can switch our paper production to better production, meaning that we can start building more paper mills as well. And we can also switch our tools to steel tools because, again, Germany produces a ton of steel. They're kind of known for that. And looks like Germany's also going to be helping us in conquering the good old Wallachians. In fact, they took the lead of this war because I called them in before the diplomatic phase, which, you know, you can do with your overlords, similar to how it was with the Ottomans before. And that means that the Germans are going to do most of the heavy lifting. Look at that. North Germany's bringing their best and brightest boyos here. Aber unser Wealth voting is written us now. Let's go ahead and also cut those borders out. We don't want to have closed borders. We want to accept all the immigrants we can. Aw, Wallachia backed down against Germany and me. Really? Too scared to fight the best power in the world, Wallachia? I don't know. Sounds like that's a skill issue to me. We're actually passing legislation super fast now, so that's good. It means that we can actually catch up with everybody else because we're so behind with all of our laws here. Let's go for laissez-faire, which is the best law right now in the game, and it's going to allow us to actually switch over to the iron frame building. In fact, maybe I can do it now since I'm a part of the German market. Yes, I can. Holy shit, I am going to be snowballing right now, boys. I'm also not switching my units to the irregular ones. I'm keeping them on skirmish infantry. Let's do that to the Wallachian units that we just took as well, because we're going to be attacking the Austrians next to take the remaining two provinces we have here, Timișoara and Arad, from them, and then after that we can turn our attention to the Ottomans, which are still the sick man of Europe, soon to be the Romanian man of Europe. And hey, look at that, boys. We got coal in Wallachia also, so we can get even more coal mines going. Alright, boys, it's time to be snowballing. I started queuing up a lot of my basic stuff industry-wise, but I'm also going to start building the manufactories that make me money. That means I'm going to start building food industries and textile mills and furniture and whatever else makes me a lot of money, basically. Essentially, all the Germans are buying Romanian furniture now. Well, they will in the future. Gonna queue up an extra 8 tooling workshops also, since tools are super important and vital for our industry. You know what? Considering that Ottomans are not joined by anybody else here, and I'm gonna be joined by the Germans, I feel like it's time for me to take back Dobroja before we attack Austria. Yep, let's do it, guys. Let's make Romania Schnapple great again. There you go. Put this by the border, and we're also gonna be conscripting our boys as well, and hopefully we get the Germans on our side. Well, we will get the Germans on our side. So before we do anything else, I'm gonna be asking for war reps from the Ottomans, and then after, obligation to the Germans, which means they're gonna join my side, and I'm gonna be just laying back and watching the Germans crush the Ottomans. And of course, the Ottomans gave up almost instantly, faster than the Wallachians did even. Holy snaps, we actually went up to 15th? Holy mother of God! Oh, dude, we're closing in on becoming a great power. What? Is it because of our GDP? What are we standing at with GDP wise? Okay, we're even closer. It's like 10th or something GDP wise. Standard of living is pretty good too. Prestige is very low, which makes sense. But yeah, we're gonna increase that GDP massively now. Let's go ahead and queue up a lot of stuff. We're gonna need more fiber too, so let's get an extra 10 cotton plantations, and we need meat and stuff, so an extra 10 livestock ranches. I'm also queuing these up now because they're really quick to build, so it takes me a lot less building these, and then having these built also means that I don't need to import that stuff from anywhere else. Let's go ahead and get some iron mines too. Also, for the first time in a really long time, I'm actually able to build more construction sectors, so let's queue up an extra 3 alt click. Actually, let's make an extra 5 alt click. There you go. That should be a-okay. I've also queued up all the logging camps that I can queue up here because, end of the day, wood is used in every single industry. Well, not every single industry, but it's used in a lot of industries, and it's going to be necessary for my industries. Plus, there's only so much wood that you can actually build. If we check this now, look at that. We can only have like very few logging camps in each province. So because of that, I'm taking advantage of the fact that I have the extra construction sectors now, and I am, of course, maxing everything out. Also, great to see that our radicals are going down and our royalists are going up because they're just living in such an amazing country, just like modern Romania, a paradise to be living in. Since we've opened up the borders, we've also been getting a lot of migrants. Look at that. Germans, Hungarians, Ukrainians, Turks. Oh wait, are these actually people from the provinces we conquered? Yeah. Never mind. We have not really been getting that many migrants. We've been taking the migrants, actually. Speaking of taking, time to take the last 2 provinces. I feel like my economy can handle it. Shouldn't be too much of a tough war. Let's also set up our second target here of conquer state. Beckish, apparently it's cold, and we can also cold good old Germania. Let them take lead in this war, of course, as always. And looks like we also got some schools going for us. Religious schools better than no schools, right? Somehow the Germans managed to convince the French to join in this war. Usually it's the other way around, but okay. I guess the French have some interest in Austria that I don't know about. Actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of historical because, oh, actually, there's no population there. What the hell? We've actually run out of pops? No! Oh, God! I need to get rid of that. Oh, no, that is really bad. We need to get actual migrants, man. Oh, I gotta change over the laws. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. We got national supremacy. That is really bad. We want to go for cultural exclusion and then multiculturalism eventually to attract more migrants. Oh, my God. I just saw my king. He's bold! He's a 7-year-old. Wait, 7-year-old bold. Ah, okay. Hold on a second here. I kind of suspect that, you know, you cannot really be bold at 7 years old. Something's wrong here, man. Something's definitely not right here. And for the first time, whoa, Russia just declared me their rival. Oh, it's an honor. It's an honor for me, little old Romania, to be the rival of one of the biggest nations out there. But yeah, I was gonna say for the first time, and well, pretty much the first time, all of Romanians are unified under one flag, the flag of the no, that's a different video. The flag of Romania. That's what we're unifying here under. Now it's time to fix our country and to also properly integrate these lands. Incorporatio, maximatio, and looks like we also got the steam engine. All right, all aboard the steam engine, my boys. I feel like we can also form another nation, can we not? Yes, we can. The Danubian state. We basically have to eat most of Austria for that, and parts of Germany. No, we don't need Germany. We just need basically Austria to form the Danubian state. You know what? I feel like we could definitely get a second part for this if we get, say, 8,000 likes in the first couple of days after this comes out, which lets me know that you guys like the series and, well, the run. And then, you know, I can make that Danubian state come to life, just saying. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out this awesome Germany run until the next time. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.